Hi, Taylor.
Hey Ray, how are you?
Great. I hear you had a great holiday.
I did, and I hear you did
Okay.
too.
I know that your husband is a firefighter, and is it true as a present, he saved a family of five with four small children? And that was your holiday present, wasn't it? Because he's like a
Um,
superhero, isn't he?
I mean, that might be the word on the street, but I don't know if I heard that yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. That's what I heard, but we'll find out what happens with it. All right. I'm going to hit you with a couple short commentary, and I want to see what your response is. Okay.
Okay,
And I'm going to call it kind of rapid fire, but we'll see. And if you don't have a response, that's okay. All right. All right.
sounds good, Ray.
And I'm going to edit out the ones that you don't have a response. Maybe. It depends how funny they are. So, okay.
Well,
And I'll try not to interrupt you since I've been known to interrupt you during the live
yeah.
streams.
Well, that would be great if you can really try this time.
I'll try. It's hard though. I love interrupting people. I love it. Okay. Here we go. I want to talk about some wellness. How do you feel about manager wellness? I feel very strongly about it.
I do also. I think manager wellness is probably the most important thing we can do in this industry to keep positive managers here.
I don't think we're fair to managers. I think we expect managers to put up with too much. I don't think there's other industries. I mean, a Walmart would not allow their employees to put up with some of the stuff that managers put up with. I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't know if you agree with it or do not.
I certainly do. I think a lot of times what happens is the manager's to-do list becomes never ending, and it's always just one more thing or one more meeting to attend, or um, this homeowner can't figure this out. Just call her quickly. And, it's not really our responsibility to do those things, and it just evolves into them.
Yeah, I wish it was just being too busy. I just think people are just outright really rude to managers sometimes, and their comments are just completely inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with a lot of that too. You know, one of the things I've always heard is we're so kind of just expect these managers to just take it, and it's not really fair. And I don't think people realize that that's really how they're treating us. I mean, even recently I was in a board meeting and had to tell someone their emails probably weren't the most appropriate, and he was almost shocked that I commented.
Yeah, I meant I think the difference is like if I'll use Walmart as an example, right? I guarantee if you go in a Walmart and you're really rude to one of their employees, over the line, like people are sometimes the managers, there's a good chance that you're going to be trespassed from Walmart and they're going to say, look, we don't want you to come back here. And the same thing with restaurants and most other industries. I don't know if we put up with it in our industry with managers because it's people's homes and it's not as easy to trespass them from the association. I feel like sometimes boards should trespass people from common areas or the manager's office or even the meetings if necessary. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few times where we put people on like email only communication, or um, have just said that, the manager's not going to deal with them. I think sometimes it's a little easier for sited offices where you can just not allow them to come to the office. I also think sometimes the homeowners treat the manager and the board members differently. So, sometimes we get a homeowner who's just really erratic to the manager, and then the board is like, well, he's harmless or she's harmless, and it's not a big deal. And they just don't see those sides of the conversation either. So getting the board on board with doing those things can be difficult sometimes. I've also had board members take over conversations with people who have become really unruly, which I felt was a great response from the board, but it still kind of enables the homeowners to do what they want to do.
I don't think it's advantageous for boards to put up with it because they're setting the tone that they're going to be willing to put up with it. And then they're also setting the tone that this is the kind of environment where you can get away with breaking the rules.
I mean, I completely agree. I mean, really what we're looking for is that the board has the manager, the management company's back on that, only because it allows that behavior to continue, even if it's not from that person, but the next person who hears about this. It's just really not a good place to be. And once you open that door, it's very hard to slam it shut.
I think one part that bothers me also a lot, it's definitely like a form of bullying. Like a lot of times these managers are out on their own, right? On site. They don't have the backup if they were in a store or a corporate environment. There's not somebody right there to get their back. And I think it leaves the managers in a bad position. And sometimes it's a lot harder for them, I think, to defend themselves with absolutely no backup. I don't know if you agree with that.
I mean, I do agree with that because the other thing is now you're at a board meeting by yourself and you have these homeowners who are doing who knows what. I mean, my advice typically is to de-escalate the situation and kind of remove yourself from it because unfortunately, kind of defending yourself sometimes really amps the situation up and only makes it worse. So, our kind of thing is to de-escalate it, make kind of your exit plan. And then the other thing is in meetings where we kind of don't really know what's going to happen, like transition meetings, we'll send two people there at least so you have a buddy you can lean on.
I think it's interesting when you said you feel the need to defend yourself, or not you, but managers do. I don't think they should defend themselves. I think if someone is being that rude, I think it's exactly what you just said. You want to de-escalate the situation. You're not obligated to defend yourself. If somebody is extremely rude to you in that manner, and if it was in any other kind of corporate environment, no one would tolerate that. You're not there to have to defend yourself. I don't know how you feel about that commentary.
I mean, I agree. I mean, it's one thing to be upset about the letter you got or the bill you got, but when you get to, taking it to a more personal level, I mean, that's nothing the managers have to answer to or be involved with really, because we can talk about all of these things in a way that isn't rude and disrespectful to one another, really.
And then I guess the last comment I have on it, I wasn't even planning on talking about it with you. I was going to do something else. But I don't think managers should feel bad about the fact if they can't extricate themselves from that situation, right? Not everyone has the skill set to deal with people that are completely out of their mind rude. And if you're not used to that and you've never experienced it, I don't think you should feel bad about that. Maybe you can't handle it on your own, right? I think a lot of managers feel like, oh, I want to de-escalate it on my own. You know what? That's not 100% part of your job description, right? To a certain extent. And that's a learning curve. And if you've been around like you've been around, you could handle it. But maybe for somebody new, I feel bad for them because I don't think that they should have to.
I mean, I completely agree. No one should feel bad about any of that. I mean, I would say I would want my team to come to me if they have issues like that. Myself and others have handled that. And then the other thing is kind of telling the board too. Sometimes I have managers who just want to deal with it and not tell the board, but I mean, you have to tell the board, you have to get them on your side, or not even on your side, but aware of the situation at hand because a lot of times they just don't know. And, the leadership doesn't know either if you don't tell them. And I'll guarantee that nobody wants the manager to deal with that.
Yeah, I think the other reason I would encourage people to report it, even if they don't feel it's 100% reached that level, is I think you want a written track record because it could turn into a situation where it's your word against them. And if you had reported it since the beginning and how it escalated, you have a way better chance of coming out on top, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't take the abuse, for lack of a better words, longer than you have to. I mean, we all have read emails or have interactions where we say, that wasn't right. I mean, as soon as that happens, you need to tell somebody because, to your point, right, if nobody knows, then nobody knows, and then it escalates further.
When I interrupted you during that live stream, a while back very rudely by accident, though. Were you considering filing some kind of track record on me then, therefore, in case I interrupted you another time that you could fall back on? Because I felt really bad
Well,
about
I mean, I think thankfully for me, I didn't have to because you bring it up more than I even think about.
it. I
But
know, because I feel bad about it. All right.
I think it's part of being a middle kid, though. I mean, I don't know who's into birth order out there, but I am, and it makes me a good listener and easily wait my turn.
All right. Well, you're a good sport. So